Yeah, you already know what time it is. It's the mid-year book freakout tag, where we talk about books, pretty covers, and reader shame. It's the part of the year where we all freak out and express our opinions about books out loud. We'll expose our common interests and most anticipated reads. I know this tag is probably all over your subfeed, but what's one more opinion that's probably not needed and only adding to the void of a trend that's probably proceeded? So just on a side note, I am aware that this video is extremely late, but do you think we could just, like, not mention it? Not mention it. Yep, that's me. Hello, beautiful bookish people. My name is Hannah, and today we're doing the very exciting tradition of BookTube, the mid-year freakout tag. Da, 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 da. So with that explanation, I think you're ready. So question number 1 is, what is your favorite book that you've read this year? And fun fact, I have actually added 3 official books to the favorites list this year, which is exciting. Hannah Dude effect again on exciting. And that has been A Darker Shade of Magic, Normal People, and Injection, which I feel all have similarities when thinking about it, because they all kind of just depict humans, but some in a fantasy setting. I'm an English major. I love analyzing the human existence. Maybe that's why I like Shakespeare, but that is not this video. So yes, those have been the 3 favorites that I've added this year, and honestly, I would highly recommend them. If you're an English major, you should read Normal People. If you don't typically like fantasy, but you want to get into fantasy, you should read A Darker Shade of Magic. And Injection is for those looking for something better than Saga. Wow. You heard it here first. I said it, something is better than Saga. Moving on to question number 2 is, what have been your favorite sequels throughout the year? And this is an ironic question because I have only read 2 sequels this entire half of the year, and they've both been my least favorite books in the trilogy. The first one being Linger, and the second one being Gathering of Shadows. So this has to be the answer for this question, but it's funny and ironic. It's ironic because I didn't actually like them. But like, there's no other option, so these 2 are the only ones available for picking. If I had to pick, it would probably be A Gathering of Shadows, just purely based on principle. It's a better put together book in general. Linger is for Team Jacob people who were mad at the outcome of Breaking Dawn. And Gathering of Shadows is a long, melodical book that doesn't get to the point until the last 50 pages. I didn't know we were going to be spilling so much tea today, but here we are. Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Question number 3 is a new release you haven't read yet. That would have to be The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm just nervous. The Hunger Games was, I'm sure like a lot of us, my life in middle school. I had a book club for it. We assigned districts to ourselves. I was District 4, and based on all the negative reviews, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I think I'm giving it time so that I can step back and enjoy it in my own personal opinion, and it's not based on any reviews that I've recently seen. I think that's why I'm waiting on it. I'm just nervous. You see that face? That's the look of fear, because I can see it in your eyes. That President Snow is getting in your mind. I'm trying to go into it with an open mind. I still have to develop my own opinion on it. At some point, don't know when, we'll see. Question number 4 is your most anticipated release. And recently, I have been getting into Anna Marie McLemora's work. When the Moon Was Ours and Wild Beauty, which have both been like incredibly immersive, atmospheric, kind of like that laced with magic type of reads, and I loved them. So their new release is Dark and Deepest Red, which I'm really excited for. But now that I'm talking out loud, that book has already come out, so what is a release that hasn't come out yet that I'm more excited about? Would be a proper way to answer this question. I'm really excited for Victoria Schwab's new book. It's like the inevitable, she like makes a deal with the devil and all this stuff, and I think it's Dark Academia. It's like the inevitable Abby Miller? No, it's It's not Abby Miller.
No, I never said that. Yes, you most certainly did. No, I didn't, dingbat. Listen.
Editing Hannah, you can figure it out. I don't have time. And obviously, present time Hannah's time is more valuable than editing Hannah. Wow. The audacity of that comment really astounds me. Sorry, I said what I said. It doesn't make it true, though. We're about to have beef. Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment, and I actually haven't had a whole lot of disappointment. It's kind of just been an average reading year until I looked on Goodreads, and I remembered, oh yeah, I read The Lying Game by Ruth Ware, which has to be one of the worst thrillers I've ever read. There's build-up that doesn't lead anything. There's a mother putting her kids in danger. There's no twists. It doesn't make sense, and I hated it. The Lying Game is about this mother who has getting coerced into getting back into her toxic friendship because they promised when they were in school that they would do the lying game, which is this game that they would play when they were younger to see who could get away with the biggest lie. And it's like unraveling a mystery about murder and like all this stuff, and it's not good. I think it's because Ruth Ware wasn't basing anything on this story. Like typically she'll have inspiration work from like Woman in Cabin 10 is based on Rear Window, but this one wasn't based on anything, and you can tell because it's kind of a mess. Moving on. Question number 6 is biggest surprise, and I'm actually gonna go with a non-fiction book called Ghostland. My friend Emery recommended this book to me. Thank you, Emery. And it's kind of demystifying the ghost stories that we grew up hearing about and telling you why they became legends and the history behind horror, ghost stories, haunted houses, and it's like really good. It's my favorite nonfiction that I've read this year. So if you want a fiction book, I think the book that surprised me right now is Words on a Bathroom Wall, and it's over here. Just give me a second. Whoa, yeah. Ta-da! Now we don't have to insert a picture, which is about this kid named Adam, and he has schizophrenia. Now this book is not going to give you the symptoms of schizophrenia. It's more a journey of him, and these doctors are giving him these new meds that now he can tell the difference between these visuals that he used to have. He can distinguish them from fiction and real life. And so it's about him going into a new school, making friends, liking someone for the first time. It's actually really funny and charming while also dealing with heavy topics. It has so many parallels to Perks of Being a Wallflower, so if that's something you're looking for, amazing. Here you go. There's also, this is just my personal preference, it also mentions When Harry Met Sally quite a lot. And if you don't know, that's my favorite romantic comedy. But yeah, I was surprised because it's overall really good. So, question number 7 is favorite new author, and this one's hard because I haven't read multiple books from authors this year, so it's hard to say. But if I had to answer, if you twisted my arm, I would probably say Elizabeth Gilbert is my new favorite. I read Eat, Pray, Love by her and City of Girls,
which were both really good.
She's kind of got that little literary fiction, like pretentious writing that doesn't like offend me, but it's like that good mixture of like a little pretension and like mixed with self-awareness that I think is hard to balance, that it makes me encouraged to pick up more of her books because I ended up really liking it. Yeah. So yeah, moving on to question number 8, we're gonna get a little spicy. What is your favorite or new fictional crush? And tell you the truth, I have not found a new Gansey. That's a little disheartening. But if I had to pick, it would probably Trick from Nevernight. He's got that tough exterior, but on the inside, he's just a sweetie pie, and he's gonna protect you. And I find that wholesome. So Trick, and also, if I'm being honest with myself and my 13-year-old self, probably Edward Cullen. I read Twilight for the first time. I finished it this year, and Edward is just a dramatic, old-time gentleman who doesn't understand modern society. And it's okay, because Bella's there to help him. But yeah, okay, cool. Moving on. And question number 9 is newest favorite fictional character. I had a hard time with this because not a whole lot of characters stuck out to me when I was looking at Goodreads, and then I remembered Harriet from The Little Friend, and I was like surprised how well she sticks in my brain from the Donna Tartt book, to be like a pessimist, optimistic girl trying to figure out a mystery, navigating life, and seeing her subtle realization about different aspects of life, and sometimes it just doesn't work out in your favor. I don't know what hit different about her character, but I'm still thinking about her. And you know what? Donna Tartt has some rights. Also, I just read The Iliad for school, and Helen of Troy, I wrote a paper about it. It's amazing. Did you know she's only mentioned 6 times in the Iliad, but each time her role in the story gets bigger and bigger, subverting expectations about femininity at the time? She's iconic. I have a paper about it if you're interested. So question number 10 is a book that made you cry. And I haven't cried. I know.
I haven't felt emotions in a long time.
My heart is made of stone. It's just hard to break the emotional barrier that is my emotions. But I think the book that came closest was Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers, which is about this girl named Parker, and you're kind of just delving into her past and realizing what had happened and why she's so different from her previous self and what she's going through. And it's a lot, but I'm surprised how much of an emotional impact is built into practically 200 pages. It's a short book, but so impactful. Like, if you're wanting to read this, look up all the trigger warnings. It has so many, but it's so powerful to me. I absolutely loved it. Number 11 is a book that made you happy, and it's over here again.
Whoa, yeah.
And that is You Should See Me in a Crowd. It is so wholesome. I love the granddaughter dynamics of her growing up living with her grandparents, the love story that's depicted in this story. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly, but I'm glad we did, because I find a lot with romance, the end goal or the end cap is always them ending up together, and it's hard because you want to see the couple in a relationship, but you never truly do, because that's always the end of the book. But it doesn't happen in this one. You get to see them, they're dynamic, and it's just so cute. They're breaking social standards, they're breaking the status quo, and it is truly a cultural reset.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment.
She was a cultural reset. Question number 12 is the most beautiful book you've bought in this year, and I think that has to go to Laura Ruby, which is 13 Doorways and Wolves Behind Them All. And I don't know, it feels like it's a literary fiction book, but it's not. It's historical fiction in the YA section. And there's something about it that's like intriguing, it's mysterious. I'm just really excited to read it. I know it's a World War II story with ghosts, and that's all I want to know. Question number 13 is a book that you need to read before the end of the year. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to read all of my physical TBR.
Now who looks foolish past Hannah?
But whoa, I almost fell.
I think they call that karma.
But I would like to probably get to Annihilation. That's been sitting on my shelf for a while. No Exit, which for some reason I feel like is referenced in every form of media at some point or another, and I just want to understand. All I know is that in this play, humans are the example of hell, and I'm intrigued. I would like to get to the Queens of Lear, because King Lear, this book is a King Lear retelling, and King Lear is my least favorite Shakespeare play.
Whoa!
So I want to see it reimagined and if it can do better. And also, I want to read The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I want to see, I have a hypothesis, nobody steal my idea, but I have an hypothesis that The Host is actually just Mormon propaganda, and I want to see. That is the last question of BookTube's traditional tag, the mid-year freakout tag. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Keep reading and all that jazz. I'm sorry, I love this cardigan. I feel like it makes the outfit come together. I'm not gonna lie. Let's put it back on the shelf. I don't know. I need to get, I need to stop talking about Helen of Troy because I could go off. I just misread the question and I gave you false information. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I burped. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was a weak burp too. Question number 13. I messed up. And that's on being imbalanced, even though I'm a Libra.